Kirby Deluxe, the newest installment in the Kirby games, and a darn good one if I do say so myself. So, we've got Kirby climbing up a vine in order to save King Dedede from a, this time, bug-themed villain, and save a race of fairies. So what makes this one good and bad? Let's see. First and foremost, let's talk about the new stuff in these games. You got the 4 new abilities: Bell, Circus, Beetle, and Archer. I'm going to go through them each individually so that I can go around the good and the bad of each ability, along with what's new on the old abilities and whether or not those improvements are for better or for worse. First off, we got Beetle, which seems to be a really fun ability to play as, and seems to be like a combination of suplex and a headbutt ability that never got created, where you use the horn on your helmet in order to grab opponents and just basically flip them to your leisure. And also, as an extra power-up, whenever you press A after jumping, you sprout little wings and start hovering, akin to a beetle. That's probably the most useful ability of it all, and a really fun one. Beetle is an okay ability to use. I don't find myself using it a lot, but when I do have fun with it. Bell is another one that seems to be kind of in the okay category. Its abilities are at most, but they are useful in a pinch, to say the least, if you can use it right. Circus is by far the worst of the newest abilities, given that its abilities are structured well, but they aren't given the right commands. Given that your neutral B is a somersault, which would go in a pattern like this, and you press back and B, the somersault go like this. That would be something that would work for a running then pressing B, but as a neutral attack, it doesn't work. I'd have it like this. The neutral B would be the batons, which is the down B. The dashing B would be the somersault, which is the flaming hoop, and the flaming hoop would be the down B. Everything else seems to be fine. Balancing on the ball, jumping on a trampoline, making little balloons. It works well, but for the most part, it's really clumsy to use. Archer is the one I have the most fun with, given that I sort of have this affinity for these type of sharpshooting classes in any type of game. And I kind of see myself as one with good aim. Spoiler alert, I suck. But nonetheless, it's really fun to just charge up the arrow, shoot it, and to be able to tilt up and down to aim. All in all, Archer is just... it's probably the best of the newer abilities to me. After the new improvements to the new abilities, we got a chargeable stone uppercut for stone, some new added abilities to wheel so that way it just doesn't feel like pressing B and occasionally turning are your only moves, and an added skyward strike to the sword ability, so that way it'd be more of a reference to Link. So all of these new additions, they're okay to say the least. I don't really see anything bad about the new additions, seeing as how none of them really drag you down or anything. It's just that, oh, I can do this now. That's neat. It's just a little addition that may or may not be helpful depending on how you use it. Now move on to the stage designs and the levels. The levels are designed fairly well, with the graphics feeling and looking really well for the 3DS, and some items making an appearance, such as a cannon being used to blast through certain blocks, or an electric bar that goes straight through the background or to the foreground in order to attack enemies, akin to some parts of Kirby Return to Dreamland where you'd have certain items to use during certain parts of the game. It also makes use of the 3DS's motion controls, which I have grown to really hate due to how gimmicky it can be, but as with the case of Yoshi's New Island. But here it plays out really well since the segments are short and they're not used as often. And they can actually feel kind of fun at times, to the point where certain abilities need to be used in association with these puzzles. The ability to move between the background and the foreground seems to be playing onto the gimmick of the 3D aspects of the 3DS, but even in 2D, it's still a little bit fun to play, seeing as how there are certain items, like I said, the electric bar and the cannon, but also these rockets that you shoot into blocks in the background, and certain enemies attacking you from the background or the foreground in order to give you a little bit added layer of strategy in how you play the levels. Moving on to the bosses, these are some really good bosses, ranging from either hard and memorable to, while still challenging, not as memorable. And I'll admit, this is probably the hardest Kirby game I have played yet, because you could usually just blow right through Kirby's Epic Yarn, blow through Superstar Ultra or Superstar, blow through Return to Dreamland. But this one I had to just stop and focus, which is the one thing I have never done in a Kirby game before, except for the very last boss in Return to Dreamland. But that's just one boss. This had me focusing throughout the last third of the game. It throws you in a curve and gives you the right amount of challenge, one that you wouldn't expect from a game this, well, easy. Especially since some parts you just either spam stone or just spam up and B with the hammer. But if you don't want to feel like you're cheating, it gets really hard and challenging. And I like that. Once you beat the game, you unlock stuff like the Arena and DDD Tour, which is in and of itself a really fun thing to do. Just playing as King DDD and having his own moveset with the hammer, it's really fun, and that last boss plays into of itself another challenge, which I'll admit is the best part of DDD Tour. The bosses as well, since they are upgraded and they are legit challenging. After that you get the True Arena, which is so hard, I haven't beat it yet. I bought this game a couple days ago. I beat it the day after I bought it. I beat the Arena and DDD Tour the day after that. And I still haven't beaten the True Arena. It is that difficult. And I will not stop until that challenge has been fulfilled. So, how would I rate Kirby Triple Deluxe? A must-have for anyone with a 3DS. The game is challenging in the best of ways. It's fun. It gives you a variety of power-ups to use, so the game won't feel so boring. And unlike a lot of 3DS games, it is one you will always want to go back to start playing again. With games coming out like Yoshi's New Island or Donkey Kong Country Returns, I guess, you play the game once and you think, oh, I guess that's it. Well, I could play it again, but why would I want to? With Kirby Triple Deluxe, I assure you, you won't get that feeling. You'll be thinking to yourself, this game is fun. I want to do it again. All in all, Kirby Triple Deluxe gets an 9 out of 10. I'm your critical hit. Bang. Quick epilogue, Hypernova's alright, blah 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 blah. Alright, forget that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would like to do a little special shout out for a friend of mine named David Bennett, or as you know him on Facebook, Pro Wrestling Wannabe. He has a dream of being an actor and a singer, and not only is he releasing his own DVD on DVD and Blu-ray soon in the next couple months, hopefully, but he also has recorded a song, and it is hopefully by this time on iTunes. I would really love it if you could support David Bennett, given that he's been through a lot, and this is one of his dreams, to be an actor and a singer. And one of my dreams is to be an actual legit critic, and with subscribers and views going up almost every day, I feel like I'm achieving that dream, and I would love it if you could help David with his dream. So go on Facebook, give him a like, go on iTunes, listen to his music, go on his YouTube, like and subscribe. All in all, just if you want to, you don't have to. I'll give a link to his channel and his song, the video of his song below in the description. But as of now, I would really appreciate it to any subscribers that I currently have, and to anybody watching this video, if you'd stayed long enough, to please give David just a little bit of support. I'm in critical hit, and I'm gone for real this time.